Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, who is now on the Intel Committee. Congressman, thank you. I appreciate you joining us. The scope of what Trump's Justice Department was trying to do is astounding. In addition to Chairman Schiff, Congressman Swalwell told me just last hour that his records were seized. Do you know how many other members got their data seized?
I don't. What we do know is that apparently Bill Barr, I guess, reinstituted his investigation of House committee members, Democrats, mind you, after he came into office in 2019, I believe.
So can you clarify something for us? Clarify if the committee knows if more than 2 members had data seized, or was it just Congressman Schiff and Swalwell? I
don't know, and I have not heard any more information. At this point, we need a full investigation. It's got to be transparent. Obviously, there has to be a DOJ Inspector General investigation at the least, and it should have started right away if it hasn't already. And then probably there are going to be calls for an investigation on the part of Congress, perhaps in classified setting. The second thing that has to happen is people have to be held accountable, especially for violation of potential laws that were broken. And then third, we have to prevent this from happening again. We have to put guardrails so nothing like this can happen again.
Can you put into context how you feel about the egregiousness of this particular incident?
This is unprecedented. Outside of corruption cases involving certain members in the Congress in the past, or specific cases, I think a few years ago there was a Senate staffer who was convicted of leaking certain important national security secrets. I have not heard of anything like this. And I think this goes to show that we knew that Trump was politicizing the DOJ, but now we know that he was weaponizing it against his political enemies. You know, if they were really interested potentially in leaks from the House Intelligence Committee, you would have thought perhaps they would have looked into records of people on both sides. But no, they only chose Democrats. But there are a number of other questions, disturbing questions that come up. You know, how could this grand jury process have allowed for this type of investigation of a co-equal branch of government? And the second question is, does the DOJ have too much discretion to prosecute? This has long been a question for many, and I think this one shows you the extents to which that they can go and in the process abuse their power.
Well, you said, that the Justice Department allowed the nature of this investigation and what they were allowed to get. I mean, they were able to get these gag orders in their investigations into reporters and members of Congress. How are they able to get such restrictive orders like that?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, one of the questions that has crossed my mind is with regard to Apple, how they were able to institute these gag orders with regard to the investigation of members of Congress, and how long that timeline has elapsed before these members would be informed of the investigation. It's just completely egregious, and I think a lot of people have explaining to do, including at least 4 members of the DOJ who are still there today working for Merrick Garland, Don. They worked for Bill Barr and pursued this investigation. They have a lot of explaining to do, including this gentleman, Mr. Benvenuto, who was a gang prosecutor brought in from New Jersey by Bill Barr to basically investigate House Democrats on the Intelligence Committee.
Yeah. Thank you, Congressman. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.